this video, we will show you a basic setup of FortiClient EMS for Chromebook. Here's how EMS for Chromebook works. A future endpoint will connect to the G Suite domain, and the FortiClient web filter extension will force install to the endpoint, along with configuration from the domain. This configuration tells the endpoint where your EMS server is, and the endpoint downloads a profile from the EMS server. Then, when attempting to access a website, FortiGuard's reputation service is checked for the reputation of the website. If its reputation is good and is compliant with the profile, the endpoint can now access a website. Here's what you'll need: a Google G Suite domain, FortiClient EMS and a server to install it to, and an SSL certificate along with its key, converted to be used in PFX format as well as to be used in either PEM or CRT formats. Public certificates will work well, but if you're using self-signed certificates, you will have to ensure all machines trust the certificate for endpoint communication, and will have to upload your self-signed certificates to the Google domain to be distributed to the endpoints. Let's start by downloading FortiClient EMS for Chromebook. Log into your support account at support.fortinet.com. Click Download. Under Products, FortiClient EMS. Select the latest version, and we'll choose the online Chromebook installer. Let's install it. The installation can take several minutes and has been sped up for this demonstration. We'll open the new shortcut. And the login is admin with no password. Here we have some links to helpful tips such as how to license. This can easily be found later under the Help menu. Let's enable remote administration. View, Settings, Enable remote administration HTTPS access. Enter the hostname you've assigned your EMS server, keeping in mind your endpoints will need a route to your EMS server for communication. And let's add an SSL certificate to secure access to remote administration. And its private key. We'll choose Test, and we see the check marks. Save. Moving to another machine, we'll navigate to our EMS server's hostname we provided. And we have access. Here's the G Suite admin console. We'll start by adding and configuring the FortiClient web filter extension. Click on Device Management, Chrome Management, User Settings. Scroll down to Force Installed Apps and Extensions, and choose Manage Force Installed Apps. We'll now select the FortiClient web filter extension. Currently, the extension is not searchable in the Chrome Web Store. However, refer to the Fortinet document library's most recent FortiClient EMS Chromebook admin guide, and from the table of contents under Google Admin Console Setup, click Adding the FortiClient web filter extension. Then, copy and paste a string that resembles this one to search the Chrome Web Store. We paste the string in and add the extension. While we're here, we'll block the task manager for our users, as well as incognito mode. And save. Returning to the Chrome menu, we'll choose Device Settings. And in sign-in settings, we'll also disable guest access. And save. Back on the EMS server, we'll go to Settings, EMS for Chromebook, and here we'll choose which port we'll use for the endpoints to communicate with the EMS server. By default, it is port 8443. The G Suite domain needs a configuration to send to the endpoints to inform them of where your EMS server is. Here's the format of the configuration. Input the hostname your endpoints can reach your server at, and the port, and save the file. Now let's go back to the G Suite admin console, device management again, Chrome management, app management. Here we'll choose the extension we previously added, choose our organization, and upload the configuration file. And save. If we click View, we can see the configuration. Back on the EMS server settings, we'll add the SSL certificate the endpoints will use to communicate with the EMS server. This must be in PFX format. Enter our password and test. Good. In this area, you can specify your service account credentials. For this demonstration, we will use the default credentials. This is not the most secure method, but will be the quickest in trying out EMS for Chromebook. For a step-by-step guide on creating your own unique service account credentials, you can refer to the EMS for Chromebook admin guide on docs.fortinet.com. Save. Let's go back to the G Suite admin console, Security, Advanced Settings, Authentication, Manage API Client Access. Here we enter our client ID and scope, which in this case will be the defaults from the Chromebook documentation as a temporary step. If you would like to use the default credentials for a quick initial setup, return to the most recent FortiClient EMS Chromebook admin guide, find the heading Service Account Credentials, and select Adding the default service account client ID in Google Admin Console. Copy and paste the default client ID into the client name field. Then scroll down to Adding Service Account Credentials to Google Admin Console, and copy the API scope. Pasting it to the scope field next to client name. And authorize. Now back on the EMS server, let's add our Google domain to FortiClient EMS for Chromebook. We'll check the plus icon, specify one of our G Suite domain's administrators, click Add Domain, and it's added. And the user list is populated. Let's make our first custom profile by clicking the plus icon in the EMS Profiles header. Here are the default options. We can expand each category with a down arrow to the left of each category, and make some adjustments to the subcategories. You can also manually enter URLs into the exclusion list and specify an appropriate action. While those are just the basic options, under Show Advanced Options, you can log all URLs instead of just the blocked ones, any traffic the user initiates, and force Safe Search to be on. Save when ready. click on the Demo Profiles icon and you can drag them to the desired OU and confirm you wish to apply the profile. You can right-click to switch to another available profile or to unassign as well. Once users log on and their profiles have downloaded, the time and date they received the profile will be updated here. On an endpoint, here's what your users will see when attempting to access a website that violates your profiles. Once your users have generated some traffic, your dashboard will begin displaying statistics on the violations. The graphs are clickable to get more information on the statistic. You can also view statistics by user. This concludes the basic setup for EMS for Chromebook. Thank you for watching. For more technical videos, visit video.fortinet.com.